Okay, so thanks for those at Te Manawa for staying late and seeing this, and thanks for those in Europe, Vanya and Zelena, for getting up early and doing the demo for us. Yeah, so we have the team from Te Manawa, some in the office and some from home, and we've got a couple of our team from Thyme attending, and then Vanya and Jelena from Navi Partner, and I'm going to hand over to them to do the demo for us on the point of sale that we think will work well for Te Manawa. Okay, here's Marco's also joining us from Wise.
Yes.
Okay,
so
over to you.
I will do a brief introduction about the company so you understand what we do and where we're from. First of all, my name is Vanya. I am a partnership manager here at Navi Partner. So I mostly work with our partners who work with their end customers, and together with me is Jelena, who is our technical consultant and an expert in our attraction module. Just a very short presentation, 2 or 3 slides. I will not take a lot of time. Okay, so we were founded in 1999 by our CEO, Mark Stewart Peterson. We're a family-owned business, and currently we have over 170 employees. Our headquarters is in Copenhagen in Denmark, but we have an office in Sweden as well, an office in Serbia where me and Jelena are sitting, and a development office in Mauritius as well. We are a Microsoft Gold certified partner, and we have approximately 1,500 customers spread out on all of our products and over 15,000 installations up until this point. We do implementations ourselves as well, so we do BC as well, and this gives us a little bit more perspective on how to treat and work with end customer. Yes. So some of our products, all of our products are built directly into Business Central. So there is no integration needed. It is essentially Business Central, except the web part. The web part is in Magento. So all the web shops and ticketing shops that we make on the website are in Magento, and this is seamlessly integrated into Business Central. The module we will show today is NP Attractions, where you will see the basic functions of the POS and a little bit more that we added for the attractions and entertainment businesses such as museums, art galleries, and etc. We have NP Retail, which is our point of sale, a regular one that we use in the retail or any other shops, and we have a warehouse solution together with our RFID technology. This is some of our customers. What you might be interested in is that we are very strong, especially in Scandinavia, regarding museums. And I will send you shortly some of the case studies that we have after this meeting, so you can take a look what we already did for some of our customers. Now I would give the floor to Jelena to start the demo.
All right. 1 second. And then I will share my screen. As Vanya mentioned, my name is Jelena. I'm here in Belgrade, Serbia, attraction consultant for more than 3 years now. And today I wanted to talk more about our ticketing module. My idea is to display basic and maybe some more advanced functionalities within BC setup, and then of course show you how that looks in the POS, and if we have time, of course, in our web solution at least, so you can see different options. When we are talking about ticketing, these are the most vital parts of the setup that we are going to see. I will just briefly mention all of them. First of all, ticket type, there is a special page where we can decide on the print choice, as you can see here, which meaning if we are to print tickets physically in the place where you are selling them, you can decide how that will look. Also, we can decide how long the tickets are valid for, etc. On the ticket admission, the basic definition of the ticket admission is what are you buying ticket for? So it can be a general admission to some place, or it can be some occasional event happening from time to time, such as a guided tour, or maybe some temporary exhibitions, maybe even concerts, some movie screenings, etc. Then we will talk about ticket schedules. And as you can see, it means when the ticket you have bought, when you can use that ticket, when the ticket gives access to the location that you bought the ticket for. So it's very essential and it cannot go without the admission. So you need to have the place and you need to have the time. Later, we will see where the two combine, and those are admission schedule lines, and where are we actually generating the time slots that are going to be sold in the future. And in the end, we of course need to put the price on those tickets, and we are using basic Business Central items to decide how these tickets will be sold, which posting setup are we using for that purpose, and of course to set a price on those tickets. This is just a screenshot of a ticket designer if we are to sell web or digital tickets, how that will look when you receive it in your email. And that's basically what I wanted to quickly display. I will now go into Business Central. First of all, since we have a specialized module called Attraction, we have also created a special role center in Business Central so that it's much easier for those core users to set everything up and have the best overview of all sold tickets or memberships. As you can see here, we have a specialized menu with the most important tables. And if we scroll down in the activities, you can see the most important information and statistics regarding sales. For example, for tickets, how many tickets were issued, how many ticket types or ticket items are we using at the moment. Same for members, we can see how many members were sold or memberships or member cards. Then if we scroll down, there are additional statistics and insights about regarding all this attraction information. So I will start with the ticket setup. As I mentioned, first, what we need to set up in Business Central is the ticket type, and we can have as many as we want, depending really how much we have to make different types in reality. For example, if we are selling special web and POS tickets, for example, we want to print POS ticket, we will create a special type, but for web, maybe we will have some different set of rules. Like I mentioned, one of the things that we are deciding on this level is if we are printing physical tickets, how will we do it? We have a couple of options. First of all, we have the templates, which is something that is designed by Navi Partner. We call it print templates. Then we can use some code units, and we can, of course, create special reports if we want to make it look much nicer than the usual templates. When I say templates, this is basically the receipts that you will receive on your regular POS, but with some additional information. Second thing that we can set on this level is if the ticket is designed to be individual group. What that means, if we are selling individual tickets, if I sell 10 tickets, I will physically issue 10 separate tickets for each person, and each person needs to validate its own ticket in order to be admitted into the location. If we are to sell group tickets, then if I sell 10, I will only print or issue one physical ticket with a quantity of 10. And once that group arrives to museum or any other location, we can only scan one piece of paper or one digital ticket, and they will be admitted as a group. Second thing that we can set on this level is also a number series. First one being the number series that we use to follow tickets that are issued internally in Business Central. And also we have external ticket pattern, which is printed on the physical ticket or displayed on a digital ticket. And this is the unique number of each ticket. This is also something that we used and that we base on our barcodes and QR codes. Then you can see the ticket activation method. There are a couple of options, but the two most used options are definitely scan, meaning that place of selling the ticket and place of validation of the ticket or admitting the ticket, can be different. Especially if you are buying tickets online, then you need to physically show up to the museum and scan your ticket in order for it to be activated. And the other option is the POS default, meaning that you are activating tickets right on sale. So if you only have one place in your museum where you sell and where you admit your ticket, you can do it in one transaction. You don't need to sell it and then scan it afterwards. Ticket duration formula has two functionalities. First being how long does your ticket last once it was issued. If you have general admission with open time slot, your customer don't need to choose the certain time slot when they will show up, but they have a certain time when they can use their ticket, for example, in the next 6 months, then this is the place where you decide how long this ticket is valid from the date of purchase. But in other situations where you have a specific time slot and you allow for your customers to reschedule their tickets, this is the place where you decide for how long in the future they can reschedule their chosen time slot. Also, last thing that I would like to mention is the ticket entry validation, meaning how many times can we use the same ticket or scan the same ticket. So we have option for single. So I bought my ticket, I come to museum, my ticket is scanned, that's it. I cannot no longer scan it again. I have option same day if we want to allow customers to return as many times they want during the same day. This is sometimes useful if you don't provide beverages within your location, so people with children must step out to grab some snack, or they forgot something from their car. It really depends on your setup and environment. Then we have multiple, where we can basically say you can use or rescan your ticket twice, 3 times, 5 times. There is a situation where even here in Serbia, where museum sometimes offer 2 visits for 1 ticket. So you can show up one day and then you have one more time to use your ticket, maybe in the next 2 weeks. So this is basically what's the most important part of the ticket type. Next thing that we usually do when we set up the ticket is to create items that we are using to sell our tickets. And as I mentioned, we are using basic standard Business Central items, but we have created a special overview here to see which items are used as tickets. I will now just open any item to show you what makes a difference between simple item in Business Central and a ticket item. As you can see, we need to fill in the data as usual with name, description. If you're using categories, add a category. For posting, we create special setup for posting groups for tickets. We add prices. We can use, of course, special prices and discounts as for any other items. But this is what makes the difference. This is a special fast tab added by Navi Partner with a field ticket type, which we have designed in the previous step. So this is where we make this item a ticket item. And I would just like to mention this fast app as well. If you are using web sales and online shops, if you're using Magento, this is not only for ticket items, but for any items that you're selling online. You will have to add this additional data for web sales. First to activate this item as a Magento item, and then add some additional information. Third step, and please, if you have any questions, just feel free to stop me and ask. I will continue then forward. Third step that we need to do in our Business Central is to create admissions. If you remember from my slide, admission is what are we buying ticket for? And I would say there are two general groups of admissions. The ones set as location, meaning that those general admission to any museum. To have a better understanding, maybe we can follow, let's see, admission on main location. So you have a big location and you don't have a closing date. It's something that where you enter or you let your visitors every day. So basically we will set this as a type location. But on the other hand, we also have the type events for all those other options that I was talking about, such as guided tours that maybe can happen from time to time. Maybe you will set some guided tours during summer, or maybe some special exhibitions that are lasting in a certain period, or maybe, as I mentioned, some concerts, movie screenings, and any other kind of event that comes to your mind. So that's the first, I would say, separation between the two groups of admissions. What else we can set on this level is how are we selling and how are we presenting our time slots, both in POS and on web. I will show this later. Let me just add it so I can show you. We have a couple of options. Let me start with the none, meaning that if we have none, you can just sell tickets and you don't have to, it's not for today, it's not the next available, it's not something that you need to choose from the calendar. You just add a ticket to your basket and you buy it. And maybe on the product description, you will mention you can use this ticket in the next 6 months or 1 year, and that's it. For option today, if we are selling on POS, it will choose the time slot for today, and that ticket is valid only for today. Same goes for web if you are using this option. For next available, if you are using time slots during the day, it will choose the first next available with capacity time slot, both in POS and in web. And maybe even if you are using time slots, one time slot per day, if you are buying today, it will probably choose the next free time slot, which is tomorrow. And the option that maybe it's mostly used for this other type of admission, such as events, schedule entry required, meaning that you will have to choose a specific date and time in calendar when you would like to show up to this location. I will show you all of this, so you don't you worry. Since we are talking about capacity, there is also a place where we can set the capacity. And of course, how can we control the capacity? So we have options for none, meaning that you have such a large location, maybe it's like a botanical garden or a huge zoo where there is really no necessary to have a certain capacity. So you can choose none. Second option is sales, meaning that if I set this to 25, my capacity depends on the sold tickets. So once I have sold the 25th ticket, this capacity is full. third option is admitted. I would what it means that if we have the capacity of 25, but only 10 have showed up so far, has admitted so far, we still have 15 more to sell. So it really follows the admitted tickets, not the sold ones. This makes more sense if used directly on POS. So sold, admitted, and that's it. We also have admitted and departed, but that requires that you scan the tickets both on their way in and their way out. This reminds me very much of public parkings, because in order to free the capacity, the car needs to leave, so the others have place to enter. Pre-book from defines how long in advance are we generating tickets and selling tickets. So if we say 3 months, or 6 months better for this admission on main location, I will only generate tickets in the next 6 months. So if someone wants to buy next year, they will not have the option. I would say these are the most important setups on the ticket admission. There are some advanced, maybe if we have time, we will mention them, or maybe we can set another session and discuss these more advanced options. But this is important for you to understand what admission is. It's what are we buying ticket for. Next thing is definitely ticket schedules, and those are when are we buying our tickets for. You can see this has a lot of lines. Why is that so? Because we can have multiple schedules for the same admission. So if, let me see, I will follow this guided tour. If I go back on the admission, we have only one line for guided tour because it doesn't matter when you show up, it's always the same guided tour. But if we go and look at the schedules, we have 3 lines. And that is why, because we offer 3 different time slots for the same guided tour. As you can see in the description, the first one offers a guided tour from 11 till 1. The second one starts at 1 and lasts until 3. And the third option is guided tour at 3 that lasts until 5. And that's why if we offer different time slots, we have to create a setup for each time slot. So on this level, we need to decide on the schedule code. This is a text field, so you can enter whatever makes sense to you. Decide if this is the type of event or location, same as the admission. Give the really good description so you know what this is about. Each line has a starting date, especially if it's something that's less temporary. So we have the starting date from the calendar. This can last, it can have an end date, or it can last indefinitely in the future. If we have the end date and we need to set this to end by and assign the end date, if this will repeat indefinitely in the future, we are not sure if we are going to end these guided tours anytime soon. We can all leave this blank and the system will generate tickets indefinitely until we give the end date. Next, we have to decide to define the start and the stop time. As you saw in the description, the first guided tour starts at 11, lasts until 1. The second one starts at 1, lasts until 3. And the third one starts at 3, ends at 5. And this is calculated automatically. And as a cherry on top, we can also decide on which days these schedules are happening. For example, our guided tours are happening every day in the week, but for something else, such as this schedule, I'm not sure which is what is this connected to. It only happens on Tuesday and Thursday. So if we are generating tickets in the next 6 months, it will look at this setup and only create time slots for those days in the week. But if it's happening every day, it will generate time slots for every day in the week for the next 6 months, for example. What I would lastly like to mention for the schedules, if you remember, we already saw these fields on the admission level regarding the capacity and capacity control and how long in advance do we create tickets for. Sometimes it makes sense to set capacity on the admission, but that means that all schedules connected to that same admission will have the same capacity. But in some other cases, it makes more sense to set capacity on the schedule level. So even though they are all connected to the same admission, maybe we want to expand capacity on certain schedules. For example, for the admission, for the guided tour at 1, we found additional guide, additional person to lead this guided tour. So maybe we can extend the capacity from 20 to 40. So in order to do that, we will set then capacity on the schedule level. And then control has to be set on this level as well. The same option as on admission. We can control, we can have non-control, sales, admitted, and departed. And lastly, how long in advance we will create the tickets, same as admission. But if we are doing this on the schedule level, we just need to set this here. Is this clear? Do I need to repeat something? Sometimes schedules seem to be the most complicated part of the ticket setup. I hope it makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Then we will continue forward. And this is the place where we connect our admissions and our schedules. And this is the place where we generate time slots and tickets that are going to be sold in the future. So let's follow our guided tour since we already spoke about them. If we click on edit, you will see that this is basically something that where you choose the admission and in the next column you choose schedule. So for guided tour, I had to add 3 lines. In each line, I will choose the same admission, but in each line, I will choose the different schedule that we have created in the previous step. Everything else will be picked from all the other pages and tables that we have set previously. So you don't need to enter anything manually. So this is it. We create the combination and then we click on calculate new entries. And this is how we generate tickets. In this column, we can see for how long in advance have we created tickets so far. It depends on this pre-book from. So if I click here and I say calculate new entries, you will see that the date has now switched to today. And I have only created 1 month upfront because of the setup from pre-book from. And if I go to navigate and I go to schedule entries, I will see the created tickets. I see some in the past, but if I scroll down, starting from today, so we start from here, and you will see that the last line is 1 month upfront, which is the 30th of June. And each line represents 1 time slot. For example, if we are looking for today, this is a guided tour from 11 that starts at 11, lasts until 1 for today. And we have capacity set to 20. So this is the pool of tickets that we can we can sell tickets both on POS or on web. We can share admissions between the 2 sales channels. if you see, if I click here again, you will see that we have another button called Recreate Entries, meaning that if you don't start selling tickets yet, but you have made some major change, whether if it's how long does the schedule last, or you need to change the capacity, you can recreate entries, meaning that all that you have created so far will be updated with this new information. This is something that we always warn all our clients to be very careful. If you have already started selling tickets, you mustn't change anything vital, because all the tickets that are sold will not be valid anymore. So if it's something less important, I would say, not less important, but it's not affecting vital information on the event, where it's happening, when it's happening, then yes, we can use this option. But if not, then we suggest to maybe shut down that ticket, create a new one, and start again with the setup. And finally, the last thing is where we connect, sorry, not this, where we connect our items that we have created that has a price on it with the rest of the setup that we just did. And that place is called Ticket Bill of Material, Ticket BOM. And we basically, if I edit list, we basically choose in the first column the item that will be sold, and then we connect it to the admission. Then admission is connected to the rest of the setup, the schedules, etc. You can see that we can have different items connected to the same admission. Why is that so? Because we can sell different types of tickets for the same event, such as adult, children, maybe old people, babies, member tickets. It all has to have a separate item in Business Central with a different price, but they all have access to the same thing in the end. That's why we can connect multiple items to the same admission. You will see on this level that we have some similar setup that we did on the ticket type. Sometimes it makes sense to have this set on the ticket BOM. I will try to recapitulate why. So if you remember, ticket type is set on item card. So all items that share same ticket type will then have the same rules regarding, for example, activation, or how many times we can validate, or how long they last. But what else we offer in this option is to have same ticket be used for different admissions. That is something that can happen in real life. So if you buy one ticket, maybe you will get access to the main location, and maybe you will get access to some special guided tour for the price of one. And maybe you would like to have different rules for those two types of admission, even though they are connected to the same item. And that's why we can choose to set this information on ticket BOM level and not have everything set on the ticket type level. Does this make sense?
Yeah, think so.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why we have some things that repeat, some columns repeat as on ticket type. But what I would like to add as additional option that we didn't see so far is options for rescheduling. I mentioned sometimes our clients allow their customers to reschedule their booked time slots, and we have a couple of options. Never to allow that, only until the ticket has been admitted or if the ticket hasn't expired yet. Cut off hours, meaning that you can you are allowed to reschedule, but only until certain period of time before your admission starts. maybe only 2 hours prior to your guided tour, you are allowed to reschedule. But if it's less than 2 hours, you're not allowed to reschedule anymore. Only admitted makes sense. If you didn't use your ticket, you can reschedule. And second thing that I would like to show you is the revoke, meaning can you return your tickets, and in which options, in which situation can you do it? Only if you didn't use your ticket, you can never allow, or you can always allow, meaning even if you have scanned the ticket of your customer, he has went inside, he's not happy with the exhibition or anything that's happened in the location, do you do refunds to those people? That's basically it. And this is where you can set it. If you allow refunds, then you can also put a percentage of the refund price. Sometimes people are refunding 100%. Sometimes it's less. It really ups. It's up to you if you allow it or not. So this is, I try to be as short as I can on the basic setup for ticketing. And now I would like to show you how that looks in our POS solution. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see any of our POS solution before. All right. Especially with the newest versions of Business Central, this is very flexible. We can have different variants of layouts. We can have the menu on the left side, we can have the menu on the right side. Sales buttons, it really is flexible. Up to you, the colors, how the buttons will look. You can have a special menus within buttons, etc. You can add specific items, or you can have buttons such as search, where you can, for example, open lists directly from Business Central. So if you're selling souvenirs, maybe you would like to have some specialized menu already displayed on your POS, but if not, if you have too many items, then you can just add one button like this and open item list directly and choose what are you selling and add it to sales line. Also, of course, if you are using barcodes on your tickets or your souvenirs, you can always scan them and then they will be added automatically to the sales lines. Of course, let us add something and then I will guide you through the sale. First, I would like to show you how it looks when you have the ticket with a general admission, where it's choosing the next available time slot. It basically adds the line to the sales, to the POS. You will see which item has been used to sell this ticket. You will have the description, when is the next available time slot. It's for tomorrow. We have quantity. Then if you are allowing some discounts, we have a special even menu for that. You can apply some of the discounts, for example. You will see the price, and then you can basically go to payment, and then depending on which payment methods you allow, you can redeem gift vouchers if you are selling gift vouchers. You can redeem coupons if you're allowing coupons. If you are using terminals, then you can click here on the card and send the sale to the terminal. Or if it's a basic cash payment, you can just click on the cash, enter the amount, and complete the sale. What I skipped to mention, I will just add another ticket. If you're selling more than one ticket, then we have the option change quantity. I can add 5 and update the quantity. again, I can change to 1 and then update the quantity and complete the payment. Second type of ticket that I would like to display is the time slot ticket. It's a bit different. You can see that we already have an option to choose from a certain calendar. What we need to choose first is, of course, the date. Here we can select the quantity. It is a bit different because in this scenario, we are creating a reservation in the system. So the quantity needs to be changed on this step. Next thing, we need to choose the time slot. So we have the 10, 11, 12, etc. So for example, I want to choose the 1 o'clock time slot. I can see the remaining quantity in the system. I can see the price and I can say apply. And you can see it looks similar to the previous ticket or the same. It's just a matter how did we add it to the POS. In the first scenario, we just simply added because we didn't need to choose the time slot. But in this scenario, we really had to choose the time slot first and then add it to the sales line. And everything else is the same as previously. If I go back to my Business Central, I will go to this queue called Issue Tickets. And this is the list where we can see all the tickets that are created in the system. And I know for a fact that these are the 2 that I just created. And on this, in this page, we can see when is the ticket valid from. We have the external ticket number. So for example, if someone buys tickets on web, they show up, something is wrong with the ticket, you can open this page and search by the external ticket number and check if maybe this ticket has expired, or you can also see if the ticket has been used already, and that we can see under Navigate, Access Entries. And depending on the ticket setup, if we admit it right on the sale or not, this ticket in particular is with the option that I admit directly on the sale, and you will see the access date and access time. So it was basically admitted at the moment of sale. If I go one step further and see the detailed access entries, I can see what happened with this ticket from the start. When it was created, for which time slot, when it was paid, and in the end, when it was admitted. For the other type, this is the time slot ticket. We will see that it doesn't have an access date and time. But if I go under detailed, you will see that we have the creation entry. We have the reservation entry that is different from the other ticket, because here we really needed to make a reservation because we are not admitting right away. We have the payment, but we don't have the admitted entry yet. I will now try to admit it, but I don't think I will be able to because it is scheduled for later on in the day. So what I am doing now, we are pretending that I have just showed up to museum earlier, and we will scan my ticket, or I will just enter this number here. It's X the same. I should receive a message like this saying that we don't have any time slot. It is scheduled for later. If we have the ticket that is has a valid time slot, I would receive a message welcome, or I don't need to receive any message, just scan the ticket. And then if we go back, then the access entry will have the access date and time and have the additional detailed access entry. Here we will have additional line. Would you like to see how it looks on web?
About 1 hour.
Yeah.
All right. This is our demo environment. So it also can differ very much. Maybe we can see some of the customers' web shops if we have the time. But we can have special menus for different entities that we are selling, such as tickets, memberships. If we want to divide guided tours into special menus, then yes, gift vouchers, etc., souvenirs. But what I would like to show you how it looks when we have the ticket without the time slot and with the time slot. So for adult ticket, you basically choose the quantity and you add it to the card. You will go to checkout and you can add your information. You choose the payment method. I would choose the credit card. And here is the summary of your purchase. What did you buy for? When is this ticket valid from? And if you want to register for newsletter, you can check this box and place an order. In this scenario, since you're not receiving a physical print, you need to receive the emails. And this is the first email that you receive. This is the order confirmation. And it has information, your billing information, what did you buy, and amounts. Of course, this can also be very much customized to resemble more of your brand site, if you have a brand site. And the second email is, of course, the ticket email, where again, we can customize this very much, and this contains your ticket. Again, this ticket is very simple and the design can be much, much nicer with all the nice pictures and different layouts. But this is basically what you receive. And if I go to museum, I can just display this, scan the ticket, and admit myself to the location. Second type of ticket that we have discussed today is the time slot ticket. So we can also create ticket packages like this. So the original button says time slot ticket, but if you click there, then you will have options if you would like to have adult ticket or child ticket, maybe some additional types, but we can combine more items into a same package that is displayed on web. So for now, I would like to choose one adult, and you will see that I get this button of find dates, and then I need to choose the date when I want to show up. I can choose the time slot, and I can also see how many spots are available. And then I can add to cart and complete the sales as we did before. I will receive the same emails in this situation, and we have also options to combine to maybe add tickets as links instead of attachments. We can also combine the order confirmation and ticket email into one, so you don't spam your customer if you don't want to. But yeah, that's also very customizable. What I would like to also mention for maybe this last couple of minutes, it's a very cool option that we have designed called dynamic price, meaning that we can offer different prices depending of the date when you are coming to a museum or the dates when you are buying tickets. I have already prepared one customer shop to display. This is Carlsberg in Copenhagen. They have a showroom and they provide some exhibitions and tours, how they create beers, etc. So you will see really what we can do with our design for the web shop. So for example, if I want to add youth, it is required that there is one adult, at least one adult ticket, since we're dealing with alcohol. If I go to continue, you will see that automatically we have discounts on certain days. If I'm not wrong, a third and fourth are Monday and Tuesday, that are generally lower in traffic than other days in the week, and that's why they have decided to give discounts for these days. So if I scroll to the next week, you will see that Wednesday is also discounted, but the rest of the days are higher in price. Another example that maybe I can show you, just give me 1 second. Is this. It's Aarhus I, located in Denmark, town Aarhus. It is a very nice, beautiful, tall building that offers you a nice view of the city. And basically, you're buying time slots to get on top of the building and have this nice view and maybe even book a dinner, etc. If I click on one adult and find the dates, you see that we have different colors. The greens one are, again, cheaper, and the blue ones are more expensive. And also, let's see if they have, yeah. So the first 4 days in the week are more cheaper, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday are more expensive. And I think we can do it, not that I think, I know we can do it also by time slots. If your morning time slots are less busy and you would like to get more traffic, you can create those tickets cheaper than the afternoon tickets, for example. Yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to show you for this session, not to have too many informations and confuse you totally. But if you have any questions, of course, let me know if I can answer it.
Can you go back to the POS screen, please?
Of course.
Now there is, I saw something where you could invoice the customer.
I think
options.
yes. Yes, we can create a sales order directly from POS and save it, or even.
So could you link that to an existing customer?
Yes, of course.
That
Yes.
we have?
Yes. You
Or
can always choose.
Add a new one.
Yes. For example, if I open the customer list and select the customer, I will choose this one, and you will see that this customer was added to the sales. So everything that we add or sell to this customer will be connected to his entity. This is especially important if you are having members or if you are doing a loyalty program. So if you're collecting points, or your customers are collecting points, this is the essential step in every post sale, that you first select the person who is buying stuff and then continue with the sales.
Can you do it if they pay cash as well?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
If they do a cash payment or credit card, can you link it to their profile through the customer button?
If they're doing cash, I'm not sure I understand. Okay, now we have.
So if you've selected the customer, can they still pay cash rather than?
Yes, of course. Yes. It will be done through post-sale. So instead of physical, not physical, but instead of invoices, we will have POS entries. But on the POS entry, you will have attached customer. So you still can track what this customer has bought.
So when you add items into the POS, do you just add them like, for example, like souvenir items? Do you add them like you add the ticket ones, or is that done separately?
It's done the same way. If I find, let's see, book about something, this is the button where we have attached some item. You can basically just click on the button. The other option is to open the page with all items and just select any of the item, for example, test shirt. And third option is to basically scan your items if they have barcodes on them. So let's pretend I have a scanner, I will scan it and it will be added the same way as these two lines.
Yeah. So we don't have a scanner at the moment. At the moment we have like, we manually enter in the number. So is there
That's
an option
also,
to do that?
yes. Yes, in the top right corner, we have this open field where it's a multifunctional field. Of course, we have functions behind it that determine what it can do. One of the options is to enter items. For example, if I add, so I have added again the item. Second option is to scan tickets. So if I have a ticket number with me, I can just enter it here if I don't have a scanner. And one of the options is also if you have membership module that you enter member card if you want to scan them on arrival. So it's a multifunctional button. Yeah.
So with the POS system, because we have, like, how is it done by user? Is there different levels? Can we have any number of users? Or do they have an individual code to get into the system? How does that part of it work?
It's one POS unit, one user per POS device. So every device, let me log out so you can see how it looks. All right, so this is POS unit number 1. And actually each salesperson will have its own code.
Yeah.
So you will enter your code, and if you have ongoing sale, you will get this message if you want to continue. If I say yes, it will lead me again to the same window where we didn't finish our sales.
So, and can they do different levels? For example, can some staff get to different places within the system?
You're meaning like this, like permission sets, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Again, for POS, we have so many options, but we do have something called security filters, where if you don't want to allow someone to give discounts, we can set the security filter where you need to enter the code, or the manager needs to enter the code before this menu is open at all. So, yeah.
So is there a cost like per salesperson, or is it just a subscription cost, or how does that work?
We will need to discuss that. It really depends on your requirements. So I will need to come back with that information. But the POS is usually billed by device, so we charge per device.
Okay. And just with regarding, souvenir and actual physical stock as opposed to tickets, can it give you a list of what should be currently in place at the moment, what the current stock level should be?
Like a suggestion, what is missing, or what do you mean? Well, this is.
Remember,
Please
Jenny, it's all
continue.
linked to Business Central. So Business Central will give you the inventory information behind the scenes around
Yes,
how
absolutely.
many, sales forecasting and planning, production, order planning, etc.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I've not used Business Central before, or seen it, so I'm not sure what it
Yeah,
does
so
offer.
I don't think you've been in the Business Central or the Wires demonstration, but it's obviously all
Okay.
linked. So everything
Okay.
around
Okay.
inventory management will happen inside Business Central.
Everything is in real life, so everything that you sell at this moment will not be available that same moment if you look at the inventory in Business Central. And as I open this again, this list, you will see right away on the inventory level. You will see the inventory level. Of course, if you have different locations and maybe some additional filters for your inventory, then yes, maybe you will need to dive into a bit more if you have shelves, etc.
So what hardware would we require to run this?
We have a list. Yeah.
Yes, so
We
I
have-
can send you the list of hardware that we support, so you can take a look.
Yeah.
But usually what you cannot work without is a PC or mobile or a tablet or whatever you're going to use the POS on, and a printer.
Yeah.
I think that is the two things that you cannot work without. But then, of course, you can have the scanner, you can have the payment terminal if you want to accept credit card payments.
Yeah. Okay. And
But
also,
after the meeting, we will send you the list of hardware that is supported.
so support-wise, how does that work if we have any problems or issues, or do we have to email or look at this kind of timing? How does that work?
Now remember, Jenny, we'll be your direct support here in
Okay.
New Zealand.
Right.
So we're in Auckland. Yeah. So we'll only feedback to Navi Partner if we need support, but we'll be your first line of support.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
So yeah, normal working hours for New Zealand.
Yep. Thank you.
And are there any other companies in New Zealand using this system?
I can barely hear you, so.
The question was,
Any
is
other-
anyone else in New Zealand using the system?
No,
So,
currently
not at
no.
this stage, no.
Yes. This is the market we didn't enter yet.
But we have Australian.
Yes, we have an
Customers,
Australian
yeah.
customer.
Awesome, thank you.
Is there anything else that you wanted to see specifically, or you think you've seen everything you needed to see?
Yeah, I think I've seen everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there is one question just to do with stock again. Sorry. Does the system notify you if you get low on stock?
Yeah, Business Central again will be telling
Business
you that.
Central does that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
When you say Business Central, you're talking Wise?
Yeah, Wise, Business Central, we're using the same
Yep.
Yep.
the same name, correct?
Okay, yeah, I don't have any other questions, though. I don't have anything at this stage.
Thank you for getting up
Okay,
so early for
perfect.
us.
Obviously, if you have any other questions, just send them through to me and I can pass them on and get the answers. And then we'll come back to you with the hardware and as well as some pricing, etc.
Excellent. And if you can send a recording to Catherine and Susanna, would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll send the recording as well. I'm going to stop the recording now, actually, when I remember. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if there's no other questions,